G'day football fans, and welcome back to episode 12 of our Sevilla Rebuild here on Dylan on the Ball. It is the start of season 3, attempt at a title defence for our Sevilla side. We won the league, we won the Spanish Cup. We are hoping to continue our growth as a club. Plenty to catch you up on from the off-season just gone, so before we get cracking, I'll just remind you to please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, or anything, just whatever you want, just comment something. Just say something about Emi Martinez and a doll of Mbappe. I don't know. The first thing I want to cover, and I guess it links into the general purpose of this whole rebuild or career at Sevilla. That career at Sevilla rhymes. I didn't even click that. If you look at the reputation of the clubs worldwide, we have started to crawl up. It doesn't have us with an arrow here, but I did have an inbox item saying that we have progressed or moved up in the ranks. Fairly impressive, I guess. Like if you look at some of the clubs just beneath us, it is getting fairly impressive that we have made the progress we have with clubs like Chelsea. Only a couple of years ago, IRL, not a couple, like 4 years ago now. In the game, they won a Champions League. Then teams like Inter, Atletico, Madrid, Juventus, Milan, Borussia, Manchester United. Look, plenty of great teams beneath us. Especially as you scroll down, you see plenty of talent down there. The point being though, our goal, the whole thing as being the manager of Sevilla and hopefully continuing some sustained success, is we want to move up. We want to get up there in amongst the Barcelona, the Real Madrid, the Manchester City, the Bayern Munich, those sorts of teams. That's where we want to get to. We're, close in terms of, we're only a couple of spots off of there on this list. But in terms of the squad, in terms of the success, the money especially that's coming into the club, we've got work to do. Especially when, throughout the season, the inbox items about revenue will come up and, this, that, and the other about how much you're spending on wages and how much turnover there is and profit and all that sort of stuff. We could be doing better, and that's the aim, to get better at that. That means sustained success. It'll be League, Cup, Champions League, whatever it is, that's what we want to do. We want to progress, we want to be better and continue that success, really. Next thing to cover, of course, it's the transfers. There has been plenty that has happened. We will start with the outgoings. I'll sort of quickly go through these because I think last season I did this and the video ended up being way too long. So I should probably get through these a little quick quicker. The first one, and of course one that we were aware of and one that we did know was coming, it is Jesus Navas. He has retired. So he's left the club. He has retired. You see here, he is now a staff member. He's unemployed. We haven't signed him up yet, mostly because at this stage he's not very good. But I feel like, why not? We'll probably sign him up, get him started in one of the B, the C, or the under 19 teams. Get him a bit better and hopefully sign him up as a assistant manager for the first team in the future. The next outgoing to cover, it is Ivan Rakitic as well. He has retired, a couple of years younger. And a couple of years behind in development as a coach, it seems. He has as well turned his talents to coaching, but not quite that good yet. And look, again, someone we might look at to, as I said, join the under 19s, the B or the C squad. But at this stage, he looks rubbish, really. So I probably will give that one a miss at the moment. The next big outgoing, and again, these are all ones you guys would know if you had watched the last couple of videos, but I'll just cover them in case. It is Alejandro Gomez, World Cup winner, of course. He's gone back to Argentina to play for River Plate at the ripe old age of 36 years old. So basically, he is just too old, and I didn't want to have to renew his contract and face the prospect of how much worse he's going to get in the sort of coming years and months and years, I guess. And I didn't foresee, if we were to extend his contract, we then weren't going to get much money for him because he's 36. So I just thought it was better to move on, really. The next player we let go on a free transfer was, of course, Isco. He has signed on a free transfer for Wolves. He has been playing off the bench for them. He's got himself a nice little assist. Just a player that really it's his physicals. I know he's only 32. He technically and mentally possibly could have still done the job for us. He is still quite good. It's just the physicals. I could not bear the sight of his physicals for another year, and they're at 32. They're not going to improve, are they? In terms of other outgoings, there isn't too much to cover. There is just the one of note, really. I mean, there's been a number of loans that we've let younger players go out on, like our 5-star youth intake sort of talent has gone out on a number of loans. We've then also just let go one more player. It is Jesus Corona. He has gone to Napoli, or whatever they're called in this game, Parthenope, I don't know. He only had 1 year left on his deal, and when he came to us saying that he wanted to leave, and we were able to sort of bump up his price a bit, we got 18.5 million for a player who, again, had 1 year left on his deal, and he's 31 years old. So, I mean, look, we did decent with that. Of course, the fans and the board weren't too impressed with it, but managing to up his price whilst not having to pay an aging, slowly getting worse type of player, I was pretty happy to get 18.5 million for him. It meant that we were able to reinvest that. We've signed a number of players, of course, replacing, the number of players that have left the first team picture. We will go from back to front, starting with right back, Alejandro Pozzo. He is trained at Sevilla. We have replaced our only trained at club player, Jesus Navas, with another trained at club player, Alejandro Pozzo. It says he's worth 24 to 26 million here. I think we only paid about 16 million for him from Almeria, where he spent a couple of good seasons in La Liga. He isn't exactly, the most elite of elite right backs, but at 25, he'll spend a number of years at the club, and being homegrown is an absolute asset in that regard. Someone that will very much compete with Pablo Maffeo if we compare the two of them. You can see here in the graph diagram. What do you call it? A graph? I was going to say diagram, but that doesn't really make sense. I don't know why it says that Maffeo needs to be scouted more. That seems a bit odd. He's our player. Maffeo is slightly better at defending, slightly better mentally and aerially as well, which I didn't realise Pozzo was small. He's taller than him. Interesting. You see here though, Pozzo is even physically, speed-wise, vision, better attacking, the same technically, so it's just the mental and the defending that he's a tad behind. But as a player who has played for the national team, as a player that's trained by the club, we are absolutely over the moon with the signing of Alejandro Pozzo. Next up, we have signed a holding midfielder, so I guess more replacing the outgoing of Rakitic than Isco and Papu Gomez. This one is, we took advantage of a club that had been relegated. You may have caught at the, I think it was at the end of the last video, I spoke about how Celta Vigo ended up getting relegated into the second division, and I thought that was a bit weird, but we have taken advantage of it through signing central midfielder Fran Beltran. He is a player that we have, I did watch him for a bit. I was considering him even last season, I think, but money ended up being the issue where they wanted like 25-30 million for him. They've then got relegated. We've come in. It says he's worth 9 to 10 million here. We only paid 9.5. So, I mean, a pretty good deal for a player that, look, has played a number of years in the first division for Celta Vigo, as well as last season where, look, he played a lot of football, didn't really play his best football of his career, I'd suggest. But look, I think he's just a solid option. Obviously, we still do have Thomas Delaney and Joan Jordan playing the holding midfield role, but having a player, 5 years their junior, Spanish, he's played for the national side. He looks fairly good, especially as, I think I'm training him as like the deep lying playmaker on defend. So if we look at his stats as a deep lying playmaker on defend, he's pretty good all around the board. I mean, his tackling could possibly do with some work and maybe some marking, that sort of thing, but I mean, they're all 15s, 14s, around that sort of area across the board. I think he's going to be rather good in that role. It says, as I said, it does say he's only worth 9 to 10 million, but I think that's going to go up in time. Next up the pitch, we will go to the attacking mid role. So I guess in place of Isco and Alejandro Gomez, I didn't think we really needed to replace both like for like, or even with the numbers. I thought we only needed one player for the two roles, because really at the end of the day, Isco did not play too much football for us last season. He did, you may remember, damage his Achilles tendon, so he was out for the majority of the season at the end of it really. And even when he came back, didn't play much. Before he injured it, didn't really play much. So we've replaced the two of them with Alberto Molero. He is a 20-year-old Spanish attacking midfielder. It says he can play on the wing, but I will be playing him through the center. He'll be playing sort of similarly to Oscar, I suppose, is the closest comparison, I guess. He'll be playing, if we're playing the 4-3-3, he'll be playing a Mezzala. If we're playing the 4-2-3-1, he'll be playing the attacking midfield role or potentially the advanced playmaker next to the deep line playmaker. So, a player honestly I'm fairly excited about. Like, he's only 20, he's got 5-star potential. He looks pretty unreal. Great dribbling, good flair, off the ball, vision is out of this world, decent physicals. Obviously he's not strong, but he is rather small. He's a wonder kid media description. We only paid $6.5 million for him, which is absolutely unreal for a player who's already worth 23 to 32 million, and a player who's absolutely just going to get better and better. I am training him as a Mezzala currently. If we go to that, if you look at the skills or the attributes relevant to that position, he is very good. For a 20-year-old player, he's very good. Lots of 15-16s. The 17 on his vision is absolutely unreal. Looking to him to get an absolute bucket load of assists, really, during his time at the club. I imagine he'll get a lot of time this season. A player like, I guess, Oliver is probably going to drop down the pecking order behind this fella, because we're going to give him, Malero, more chances to, I guess, prove himself and to start improving as a player even more than he already is, which is pretty sensational. I am absolutely over the moon with that purchase. Speaking of purchases, which I guess I have been for the last 5 minutes, the last position was replacing Jesus Corona, which wasn't going to be an easy task, especially with the limited budget. I think we only had about 20 million to spend at the end of the day on a wide player. So, options were limited. We've gone abroad, we've gone to South America and bought 22-year-old Brazilian winger Luis Enrique. I think he looks stunning. It says he's worth 24 to 30 million. We only paid 13 I want to say, for him. 13 million. I don't know why he already has 2 seasons here. I don't know why that looks like that. But if you look at the sort of, again, relevant stats to the position that he will be playing, which he's a right-footed winger, so he'll be playing either as the inside forward on the left-hand side. You look at those stats, he's quick, good flair, good off the ball, shooting, passing, technique, everything you want, really. His finishing, it's only 11. That's actually better than Jesus Corona. Corona's is only 9, I think it was. And if he's playing on the right-hand side, he'll be playing as the winger on attack. And again, you look at those stats, and he already at 22 does look very good. Crossing of 16, he's pacey. Work rate and stamina is something that I'd like to be a little bit higher, but even then, they're already 13 and 14 respectively. So he does look very good. If we do compare him to Corona, he actually stacks up fairly well. Like, he's already better, of course, aerially, because he's about 8 centimeters taller. He's thicker as well. Better attacking already. Vision could do with some work. Technical could do with some work, but he is better physically, even mentally, even speed. So all in all, we managed to make a profit of about 5 million or so, or whatever it was, at the same time as getting about 8 years younger. 9 years young. 9 years younger. That is unreal. If my maths. Anyway, 8 or 9. I'll say 8 or 9 years younger. Better physically, even speed, better attacking. I am over the moon with this. The only negative, it does say he is injury prone. I didn't notice that until after I had signed him. We'll hope that doesn't end up being horrible. If you look at his injury history, this is my first time looking at this. A couple of moderate injuries, but I mean, he's never out for a long time. And I mean, across, almost 2 years, he's had 9 injuries all up. And I mean, at the end of the day, he hasn't actually missed that much time. Like, it's kind of annoying that there's, bruised ankle, tight thigh, these sort of like tiny little injuries that you could just probably run off, sort of thing. But look, we're hoping that with some improved facilities, because I guess he's coming from Botafogo in Brazil over to us here in Sevilla. Better facilities, better staff even. Hopefully we can keep him fit, keep him happy and firing at a similar level to what we had Corona at, I suppose. That's the aim at the end of the day. I'll take you now to the squad planner thingo, what should be the squad depth screen, so we can look at, who's who in the zoo, what we may need, that sort of thing. I don't think we have that much money left. I think we actually have about 15. Scratch that. I did just check. We do have about 17 million left and 100,000 in wage left. So if there's an obvious gap that we should be filling, I can definitely look into it. Let's take a couple of seconds. I'll put people where they should be and all that sort of stuff, and come back to you. So the squad as current in the 4-2-3-1 shape, you can see we do have 2 players for every spot. So a squad of 22 heading into the new season, a few players that are fairly versatile, so they will be able to play in a number of these roles. Like you can see that I've got Joan Jordan sat there in the advanced playmaker spot, but I mean he can play as the deep line playmaker. Oscar can play as the attacking midfielder as well as the central midfield. Like the wingers can move, there's plenty of movement there and ways that we can, figure out to make the best team that we sort of can with what we do have here. I guess the only sort of spot that I'm looking at in this view, it might be obvious to you, but it is Suso. He's not as good as he once may have been. We might need to get rid of him. We'd then need to replace him. See, he is wanted. I've been trying, I've got him down to 12.5 million. If I think it was Atalanta. Yeah, Atalanta want him. They can absolutely have him because, looking at this, he seems to be the glaring hole. You then also look at the remaining contract lengths for a few people, and the unfortunate one that really sticks out when you look at that is goalkeeper Yassine Bounou. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. He is still very good. He is 33, but he is still very good. I did try to get a new contract with him just to extend it by even just the 1 year, but he was not having that at all. He only wanted to, I think he actually wanted a pay reduction, which maybe I should have taken, but having been so good for us, looks like he might end up leaving at the end of the season, which I'm not keen on. You can see he's starting to regress physically, which, I guess it makes sense, but I don't have a replacement lined up at this stage. If you have any idea of who I should look to replace him with, as I said, I have about 15, 16, that sort of range left in transfer budget and about 100,000, so we have a bit of wiggle room to bring in a decent goalkeeper, but I don't know if we'll be able to get one of the quality of Bounou for that little, and it looks like we're going to lose him for free, which is less than ideal. Anyway, let's move on to the lineup for today's first game of the new season, their first game defending our La Liga title. We are hosting Getafe. How are we stacking up? We will line up in the 4-2-3-1, looking to dominate the game with Bounou in goals, back four of Maffeo, Nyonzu, Cuenca and Gutierrez, midfield pairing of Delaney and Oliver. Across attacking midfield, we have the debutant Brazilian Luis Enrique on the right-hand side, Oscar as the number 10 and Lucas Ocampos across on the left-hand side. Rafa Mir gets the nod up front ahead of Calimundo. Calimundo and a number of other players went to the Olympics. I think Nyonzu and Malero and maybe someone else. I can't remember. I think Luis Enrique anyway. Maybe. Anyway. So he hasn't had as much time as with the squad as Rafa Mir. Also, Rafa Mir damn near scored 40 goals last season. So I'm playing Rafa Mir to start the season. You will see, as we go down, it looks a bit slim. We only have 11 subs because we've got 2 players for every position, and we've got players that are coming back from injuries, so they've got their fitness test and they can only play so much. Then a couple of players that are still injured, so they can't really play that much. I wouldn't be too confident playing them, so maybe it would be worthwhile bringing in just an extra body, maybe an extra midfielder, whether it's, looking at it, it probably is one that can play a couple of positions. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe a winger. I don't know. Clearly, I haven't thought about it because I can't make up my damn mind. Anyway, we're looking pretty good. It still looks like a very familiar lineup. All but one of these players was here last season, and the new addition does look pretty good, I reckon. So let's head to our wonderful stadium, the Ramon Sanchez, whatever the heck it's called. I wish I had a grasp of the language. Sanchez Pizjuan. All right, let's make most of our home advantage. We did end up getting, I think we got about 2,000 or 2,500 or something, somewhere, I guess, in that range. More season ticket holders this season than last season, so I guess the league win has brought the people of Seville together to I mean, at least 2,000 more of them to come and support the team. It is the opening day of the season. There has been the one game, a 0-0 draw, I think it was, between Espanyol and Valencia. So, I mean, you know, if that's anything to go by, this is going to be one hell of an exciting season. First highlight here, it is Getafe with an attacking throw-in. Alenia tackled by Acampos. Gutierrez comes forward. Delaney back to Cuenca. Playing out from the back rather slowly here. Getting a bit worried that we're going to just get tackle or Oscar absolutely flew in there. That was horrifying. Torres over the top for Rafa Mir. Oh, big save, whoever the hell that is. Look, I mean, if Rafa Mir could have scored there, I mean, we'd be in for another almost 40-goal season, it seems. David Soria is the keeper that came up with the big save there off of Mr. Mir. Good start that, a good clear opportunity. Would have been nice to score it, but at the end of the day, I mean, there's still 80 minutes to go, so I'm not too upset by it. Haven't changed much about the tactics or anything like that coming into this next season. I mean, why mess with success when we were able to win the league? I don't necessarily anticipate winning the league again this season. I mean, in terms of this after this highlight, maybe, or goal kick, I think it hit the top of the bar, maybe the header there from the free kick. In terms of expectations, look, I'd just like to, again, compete, be in the top 4 the whole season, you know, be in amongst it, even if we're, you know, off, you know, with 3 or 4 games to go, we're not in it at all, that's fine by me. As long as we're up there, competing, being difficult to beat, being good, hopefully progressing in the Champions League to at least the quarterfinals, or Alenia, no, not quite through, overhit pass there, you know, yeah, Champions League quarterfinals would be nice. At the least, and then we'll look at, I mean, the Spanish Cup. I mean, whatever happens. I mean, it'd be nice to defend our title, but that isn't an expectation at all. That it is what it is. Another highlight here, lots of playing out the back from Getafe. A big long ball from Soria, ends up with Rafa Mir putting it into the 10th row of a crowd that's, you know, not exactly tight to the pitch. He was played through well there, but Neonzu just wide. I do like the sort of core of the team that we're building with, like Neonzu, Oscar, Rafa Mir, like that sort of core of people that are very good. Good ball there from Enrique to Rafa Mir. If he's onside, that is an absolute beautiful goal. The assist from Luis Enrique looks beautiful. If it's a goal, it is! Get in! There we go. Assist for Luis Enrique on his debut. Oscar plays it to him. Couple of touches. Plays a little lofted ball over the centre back, right into the path of Rafa Mir on the half volley. Rifles it in, top corner. Life's good. We are looking sensational. We'll go with a nice little encourage. Keep the boys happy. It's good to be on top. It's good to see Osasuna back in the league as we go into another highlight here. Headed away from the corner. Oscar with another chance. Tackled by Borja Mayoral. It looks like a penalty. I think that may be in the box. No! What? Is that for real? Do you get a replay? We don't get a replay. I thought that was in the box. That's awkward. Yeah, it's good to see Osasuna back in the league because they had us in we had them in the semi-final of the Spanish Cup that we ended up winning, and they were very good. Like we struggled to beat them. You may remember it went to extra time, and Callum Wendo scored the winner in 115th minute. Anyway, good first half we've had here. We go into the break 1-0 up. We've dominated. They've only had the one little shot, I think. We'll go with that was a very good first half because we want to keep the boys happy. I know it's the first game of the season. They may not be up to speed yet. They may not be, you know, believing that there might be some, you know, imposter syndrome. They didn't think they deserved to win the league. Something, I don't know. But, you know, I do, and I need to keep reminding them of that, I guess. I've just made up a whole storyline for this. Anyway, 52 minutes in here. Happily 1-0. They haven't created anything, but I am, you know, wary that there is that sting in the tail where if they just get that one chance, they may pull us level, and that would not be ideal. Throw in here. Mfeo swings it in. Oh, just out of reach of Oscar. Back to Cuenca for Delaney. Back to Oscar. Oh my days, that would have been quite some goal. Volley from sort of corner of the box. just flies wide. Another highlight just about straight away. Enrique all the way back to the keeper. Cuenca to Oliver, plays it out to the left, tackled a Campos. I am worried anytime it comes to a highlight for them, I'm just worried. Because it is only the 1-0 and we'll have to change things up and start pressing and start moving the ball forward quicker. Good ball out to Yankto on the right. Maksimovic now into the box. No one closes him down. No one gets anywhere near him. Bunu doesn't come out, anything like that. I don't know what we were doing. We just were like, here's the avenue. Maksimovic, do you want to just run through here? And of course he did. He just runs straight through. There's no one anywhere near him whatsoever. And Bunu stays on his line for the longest time. Easiest bloody goal of Maksimovic's life. He just waltzed straight through. And another highlight here. After this highlight, I look to make changes. Because I'm not okay with this, really. Oliver here, over the top, towards Enrique, doesn't win it. Maffeo does, to Oscar. See, that doesn't look inside the box. If he gives this, and didn't give the other one, I'm going to be very confused. Here he is at his VAR monitor. Come on, a penalty would be lovely. I'd really appreciate it, especially if we tuck it away. Here's the decision, and it's a penalty. What is happening? I swear I was going to call it a hitbox, but I don't know what to, what else to call it. I swear that it's off anyway. Rafa Mir gets the penalty. He takes it, puts it away, right in the bottom corner. Absolutely beautiful. We are back up 2-1. It only took us a couple of minutes. See the replay of it here. It is gorgeous from Rafa Mir, right into the bottom corner. Send this keeper the wrong way. And we retake the lead. What was it? Yeah, 3 minutes later we retake the lead. I don't know why I was even worried. Another highlight here, 64 minutes in. It starts with a free kick in our half. Cuenca now plays it forward for a Campos. Looks for Rafa Mir, can't get him. And now Getafe will look to counter through Munir. Takes it out on the left-hand side, past Delaney. They lose the ball though. No good intercept from Gutierrez, who plays it over the top for Mir on a hat trick. Oh, over the top. Come on, Rafa. Come on, mate. You've got to. He's got standards to live up to, and that doesn't quite meet them at this stage, I reckon. Looking at the changes we can make, I think we'll bring on Karim Rekic just because Nyonzu is struggling a little bit, though he is having a very good game. We'll then, why not, we'll take off Oliver for, where is Alberto Moleiro, his debut for Sevilla in the first division. Oscar, I also just trust him a little bit more than Oliver, so I've moved him back into the advanced playmaker role. We'll look to make maybe a sub at wide positions next. Bring off Luis Enrique. He's done his job on his debut. We can give him a bit of a rest. That'll do for now. That's 2 decent changes. Pump fists. Make sure we see this out in the time remaining, lads. 67 minutes in now. I mean, another goal would be great. To put 2 goals between us would be sensational. I think 73 minutes in now. I think we'll go for the changes now. After this highlight though, corner to be taken by Oscar. Swings it in. Anything over the bar. Don't know who that was. A Campos maybe, but it's over the bar. Make our changes now. Justin Kluivert go on for Enrique, and we'll move a Campos to the right wing because I think he's just a better fit, really. We'll then also have a bit of a look at a new midfield man, Fran Beltran. He can play the holding midfield role, and why not? Let's stop there. That 2 subs sounds good. I don't want to do anything silly. Plenty of time left. Do what you got to do. Let's get 3 points on the board. Start our title defense off the best way we can. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't like that they scored with their only shot on target. Free kick from Moleiro, headed. Kluivert gets a tap in. I think it counts. It's a 3-1. Justin Kluivert has scored. He only came on the pitch a couple of minutes ago. Free kick from Moleiro towards the back post. Won by Rekic, I think. Comes off the post. Ola Aina tackles someone, and then it ends up at the feet of Justin Kluivert for a tap in. 3 yards out. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. I mean, I feel like he got a goal or some goals maybe in the first match of last season, his debut for the team. I might be mistaken there. Maybe it was just a match very soon after his debut. I can't remember anyway. 86 minutes in now. We're looking good for 3 points. A dominant performance. You see by the stats. All of the possession, all of the chances. And at the end of the day, we made them pay. We got over the line. Here's another highlight at the death. Kluivert back to Cuenca. Hopefully it's another one for us. It's Kluivert back to Delaney this time. Looks for Cuenca. For Beltran, over the top for Kluivert, who scored again. It's 4-1. Okay, I think I'm going insane because I thought he scored 2 in his first game last season. Maybe it was 2 in his debut. Am I going nuts? Anyway, Cuenca to Fran Beltran, gets a lovely assist on his debut. Good little lofted ball over the defence, perfectly weighted for Kluivert to run onto, take one touch, then fire it past David Soria for 4-1. We get another highlight straight after, which seems bizarre. It's the 91st minute. Kluivert wins it. He's into the box, swings it to the far post. Ocampos reels it in, gives it to Malheiro. Oh man, I think that was just over the bar. Would have been great to see Malheiro get one on his debut. But I'll absolutely take the... I mean, we got an assist for Enrique on his debut, an assist for Fran Beltran on his debut, and a lovely 4-1 win to start our title defence. I'll absolutely take that. I am not complaining one bit. So, just to confirm, it was the 4-1 win over Getafe. A great start to the season, a great start to a title defence. Convincing performance, a good performance across the pitch. You can see on your screen here, you've seen Bunu had 100% passing completion. That's, look, you love to see that. Very happy to have just come in, not missed a beat, performed exactly how we were last season, and really putting our stamp on proceedings, starting things off the best way possible. See, we've shot to the top of the league for now. I mean, there's one game to go. If they would, whatever, it's one game. Next video, we will have finished up the transfer window, so make sure you do get in any suggestions for what we should do with that remaining 17 million. I'll have a double check here. Let's transfers. Yeah, 17 million, 100k wage. Plenty left. You can see we've had offers from Mingueza. None of them been near the valuation that he agreed to being only let go if somebody offers 39 million for him, which it does say he's worth around that, but none of the offers that we've received have been more than 20. Like, the offers have been struggling to hit like 16, 17, you know, like if I put it up at all, teams are out. They're like, no way. If there is anyone, as I said, that you do think we should go for just to boost the squad, perhaps you think we should go in with a squad of 23 rather than 22 into the new season, or whatever, I don't know, whatever you reckon, let me know. Next video, it will end up being, in the interest of not just playing the same teams every video, we will be playing here against Malaga on the 10th of November, so plenty of time between now and then. There will also be the Champions League will start in September and October, so there'll be plenty of football to catch you up on, plenty of football for me to get through in the next couple of days before this next video. Big games against all the big teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico are all in there, and then our big rivals, Real Betis, are in there as well. So plenty of football to get through, plenty that I will catch you up on right at the start of next video. So make sure you do subscribe so you do not miss it. Leave us a like down below, comment what you thought of today's video, what you think we should do with the tactics, and if there's anyone you think we should be selling, buying, anything of that nature, let me know. And that'll do us, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, when we go again, to hopefully do a great job of defending our title. Peace.